Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen, this time for the week ending the 16th of July. We take all the official infos from the weeks, attach wheels to it and sell it off as a new concept buggy. And with that in mind, the new Cyclone Buggy, which I believe is from the manufacturer Tumbrel, will go on concept sale on Friday the 21st of July. There will be 5 options and the prices will range from $45 to $70. So there's lots of modular options there. I suspect there will also be Warbond sales, which will be slightly cheaper. In my interview with Aaron Roberts, he talked about ground vehicles coming online, tanks, tracked vehicles, anti-air weapons, combined arms combat. So with the 5 options, I would assume that we would see cargo, troop transport, ground combat, anti-air, and something else as modular variants. But we'll have to wait and see exactly what the Cyclone has to offer next week. The schedule report's release windows for Alpha 3.0 have remained unchanged from last week, that being the Evocati release between the 20th of July and the 3rd of August, the PTU release between the 7th and 18th of August, and a live release date around Gamescom 21st to 25th of August. However, there are some pieces that we should chat about. The render to texture feature is taking a little bit more time, and it's possible it won't make it into the first Evocati release, but it should be added when it's completed. It's important for 3.0, and I suspect it's getting a lot of manpower to get it in as soon as possible. The delays that 3.0 has experienced over the last couple of months have allowed them for additional bits to get put into it, including now the Aurora rework is confirmed for 3.0, and pistols, the original pistols and the original AR rifle, assault rifle, which I always call the SMG, have also been reworked for 3.0 as well now. We saw a sneak peek. We saw the Klaus and Werner laser repeater. We saw a sneak peek. It's reworked 1 to 3 size variants. It's pretty cool. They also teased this week that in Alpha 3.0 there's going to be a big wreck that's going to be very exciting to find. Realistically, it's probably going to be a Javelin, an Idris, a Bengal, or a Vandal driller. I'll put the clip of where that's actually from so you can make up your own mind. But go crazy in the comments about what you think that is.
And by the way, you may come across a site that we've not spoken about. There's only one of them in the verse, and if you find it, you're in for a pretty big surprise. Yes, there is. Hopefully, touch wood. I've been very adamant about it, and I'm 100% confident it will come through. But we have to do derelicts for every ship in the game, right? So it's actually part of the ship pipeline now. So once we've finished creating the ship, so it goes through the stages of white box, grey box, concepts, white box, grey box, production, texturing, optimization, damage, derelict. So that's the other leg of all this now. So we have to do that with every ship in the game. So we've got quite a big backlog to do. We've done 4 already. But one of those 4 is massive, and you might come across one in the verse. There's only one in all the verse at the moment, but it's there hopefully to be discovered. And yeah, you can get a good sense of scale of how big these things are when they're on the ground. Good luck trying to find it.
Let's take a look at what the LA studio have been focusing on over the last few weeks. They finished the refactor on their persistent data manager, which handles how data is stored, modified and accessed in the game. This allows them to distinguish between physical and legal ownership from players. This is an important part of reputation, the outlaw status, persistence and spawning systems. It also allows for ships to be docked inside another ship, and for that to also be persistent, which is going to be important when parking ships in ships. Further work has been made on the cargo placement with cargo grids. They've also got some cool cargo explosion debris generation, where cargo explodes out of your ship when your ship explodes, and then obviously pirates can come in and grab it. Players can sell cargo to a shop, have their cargo and purchases affect the shop's inventories and price and availability of items in the verse. So there is going to be some form of slightly dynamic economy. They have improved the gravity lev system for the hovering ground vehicles, the Nox and the Dragonfly currently, which were dragging on the ground but are now hovering more as intended. They've been working on simulations for liquids and environmental effects. So The liquid inside Miles Eckhart's glass, for example, reacts based on his movements during the animations he makes. Landing gear will now react with shock absorbers and landing, like the landing gear actually shock absorbs based on gravity and the terrain and how aggressive you land. This should be pretty cool in Alpha 3.0. They've also improved several tools around the studios, as well as implementing some Lumberyard's latest updates and bug fixes. They kind of cherry pick those Lumberyard updates and phase them in if they need them, or if they think they're appropriate. All of the ships from Alpha 3.0 have been converted over to Item System 2.0, now meaning that no more ship refactors for Items 2.0. All ships will be built Item 2.0 ready in the future. They are testing the new quantum travel system, new planetary missions, and new Moby-Glass design as well. The Anvil Hurricane has entered the whiteboxing phase, and they are laying out various sections of the ship, getting a feel for how they want it to look and perform in-game. Work on some Squadron 42 stuff, the Bridge Officer uniforms, a Shuban combat flight suit, and the Outlaw combat flight suits. They are entering various phases of modelling and texturing. There's a Medical Corpsman, an in-game, that's going into the in-game modelling phase, and various costumes for NPCs at Levski have been completed. Tattoos for character customization are being worked on. They've got some more concepts for Shipjacker Outlaws NPCs. They've been working on battle damage for costumes used by NPCs as well, and they've been updating the Moby-Glass bracelet design so it's more sleek and fits on the characters correctly, and it's more futuristic. And that's kind of it for the news this week. There have been various interviews and articles from Digital Trends and GameStar, as well as a happy hour focusing on the game systems in Alpha 3.0. This is probably because Gamescom is coming and Alpha 3.0 is getting launched and they want a reasonable amount of media coverage. I will get overviews up on those particular articles and everything ASAP, and I will link them down below. Every month we give away a ship. For July it's a Nox Q. All you need to do is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my Star Citizen content during the month. Any questions for Alpha 3.0, for Gamescom, for anything, put them in the comments below. A special thank you to my Patreons who allow me to create the amount of content I do. I literally wouldn't be able to do the amount of content I do without you guys, so thank you so much. Everything we've talked about, as well as links to becoming a Patreon down below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I will see you in the verse.